Jessica. I'm a librarian here at Warren Newport Public Library. Today I'm going to talk about Under a Painted Sky by Stacey Lee. So this book is set in the 1850s. It's a historical fiction that takes place during the time of the gold rush and the Oregon Trail. It's the story of two girls, the first of which is Sammy. Sammy lives with her father in a small town, and they're the only Chinese people who live there. They face a lot of discrimination and basically are, shunned in some ways. But they start a business, and they have a store, and they do good work, and they're good business people. And so they get sort of a great reputation for being good to work with. Until one day, Sammy's father dies in a fire. His house starts on fire and he's dead. She is left with no family, no hope, no money, nothing. She's just completely alone. So here's this young Chinese girl in the middle of nowhere and with no one. A man approaches her and says, "I heard that your house burned down. You can come and stay with me in my hotel. I will, I appreciated doing business with your father, and I will allow you to come and live at my hotel." So she goes there and quickly realizes that she's expected to be a sex slave. When she's there at the hotel, she meets a young girl named Andy. And Andy is an African-American girl who was sold into slavery and who works as a slave there at the hotel. The very first night that Sammy's there, she escapes along with Andy, and they go on the run, and they decide that they're going to get out of here. Neither one of them are going to survive there. I mean, it's just a place of horrors. But here they are, an African-American girl and a Chinese girl on the run in the 1850s. Like, they're not going to make it very far, right? Women could do nothing at that time alone without a man, of course, and certainly not a woman of minority. So what they decide to do is disguise themselves as boys. So they cut their hair, and they wear hats, and they wear clothes that make them look like boys, and they sort of start off to head west on the Oregon Trail. They both have different goals in mind. Sammy's goal is to run into or to find a man that her father was friends with, and her father had actually sent this man on a mission for him, and she wants to find out what that mission was, since that's the only link she has to her father. Meanwhile, Andy is looking for her brother, who was also sold into slavery. And when that happened, they agreed that they would meet up at a specific meeting place. So they're both sort of on the run. It's like, an action-packed sort of situation. But of course, these young girls don't know how to survive on the Oregon Trail. They don't know about survival, they don't know about keeping warm, they don't know how to hunt, they don't know how to find food, how to find water. And so they rapidly, luckily, run into three cowboys who sort of take them under their wing and show them how to do these things and how to make it out in the wilderness. So it's a Western, which gives it sort of a fresh feel. It's historical fiction, so you're kind of getting a little bit of insight into what life was like at that time. It has feminist undertones in that these girls are sort of doing it even though they were told they can't and they know they shouldn't. It's just a really good book, and it's really action-packed and has a good story. I hope you'll check this one out. Under a Painted Sky by Stacey Lee.